Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? This is Craig Modelmog for this week's episode of Wall Street X's and O's. This is actually the last one as Cornerstone Wealth Management. Now, I am going to continue these, as I have told you all. I've had lots of questions about these. So this is not the last one, last. This is just the last one for Cornerstone. But, before we get things kicked off today, I do have a great show, and I'm really excited about it. And as always, I love seeing everybody. It's good. It's fall. Fall's in the air. Football season is here. And, we're about ready to enter into a new chapter in life that the cool thing is you all are going to be a part of. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, let's get rolling. Here we go. We're going to kick off with the disclosures as usual, because we have to do this by the book. That's important, as I stress every week. There will be no number 2 pencil test at the end, which I tell bad jokes about and try to make people laugh. And we're gonna get it rolling here today. So I'm gonna flip over to the disclosures, and then we're gonna kick this thing off, because I've got some good stuff today. We had a big week in the markets and the economy. Here we go. As a disclosure, Cornerstone Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor, registered through the state of Colorado. Everything that is on this show is believed to be true. It is not a solicitation to buy and or sell any securities. This is not legal advice. It's not investment advice. It's not tax advice. It's not anything advice. It's just Craig blabbing at the mouth. And investments can and will lose money, as they are at this moment in time, and they are not FDIC insured. So anyway, here we go. Top 3 things: newest inflation numbers. This was a big week. Had inflation numbers come out, I think, that shocked the world. And obviously we saw what the results of that were in the markets. We're going to talk about the market reaction, which was pretty steep and showed more weakness today. I think there's definitely more downside to come. I'm going to hit briefly on our Morgan Stanley transition and kind of give everyone one last blurb here before we kick this thing off on Monday morning. And then I do have one last things that make you go, Newest inflation numbers. Headline CPI came out this week at plus 0.1 month over month. They were expecting minus 0.1. Okay, so they were expecting headline to decrease a little bit. And then, they were headline CPI. I kind of checked that. Okay, no, I'm tracking with you here. See, it's Fridays. For those of you joining me for the first time, this is uncut and unedited, and I kind of grip it like John Daly and rip it, and sometimes the ball goes straight down the fairway, and sometimes I hook it in the stinking woods, and I just hooked it in the woods. So we're going to continue on here. Headline CPA year-over-year numbers were minus 0.2, but it was plus 8.3% year-over-year. The estimated was 8.1, so still elevated. You get into core inflation month over month, and it was plus 0.6. Estimated was only 0.3, and then year over year was plus 0.4 for a total of plus 6.3. The estimated was 6.1. Here's the deal. Core CPI, as you can see here, and I'm going to get my trusty pen here, as you can see, very elevated. Okay, it has come off a little bit, still very elevated. This is not going away anytime soon. I can assure you of that. Fast forwarding to core CPI, we're still, it went up 6.32. I mean, we saw a little bit of a dip the last couple of weeks, jumped right back up there. And that was with oil and gas numbers way down from where they have been. So, what's keeping it up? Well, I'll show you what's keeping it up here if I can get my cursor to the right spot. Here it is, Shelter CPI, another high, 6.2%. Shelter is a slow mover. You've got to remember that Shelter takes into account housing prices, takes into account rents. Okay, at this point, they're still going up. Shelter is also a lagging indicator, but it is also a very big component of our inflationary numbers. So, moral of the story, inflation's not going anywhere that fast. Currently, from a statistical standpoint, I do show our numbers coming down, and I was going to try to find that projections and see. This is yet another deal here. where you're seeing my inaccuracies just be very, very just right out in front. Dang it, I had it. It was so good. It was so, so good. Oh, maybe I found it here. Here we go. Q3, we're really starting to see a deceleration uh, year over year from a standpoint of growth. So we're going to start to see it dip down below 6 here for Q3. Q4, you're going to see GDP at only plus 0.7 for the quarter. Q1 of 2023 is only plus 0.3. And right now, Q2 in 2023 is looking negative from a GDP standpoint. When you look inflation right now, like I said, we're at 8.33%. It's not dropping below 5 until the second quarter of 2023. So once again, we're positioned for several quarters here, a very challenging economic and market environment. It's not going to change. It's not going to go away. And thus playing defense becomes paramount. Okay. So we're not changing how we're playing. All right. So keep that in mind. Moving on, markets reaction. S&P Monday's high, actually last Friday's close. I see another error here. Oh, no, it is Monday. Monday's high was 4119.28. The S&P closed at 3873, spot 33 today for a week decrease of 5.1. The NASDAQ, which is very tech heavy laden, last Friday showed a high of 12,270, spot 19, and closed today at 11,448, spot 40 for a week over week decline of 6.7. Markets are going to continue to be volatile. Okay, the VIX for the market in general closed today at 26 spot 30. The volatility measurement for both the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000, which is small caps, are both north of 30. For those of you that have joined me in the past, volatility paradigm, anything over 30 is bad. Anything between 20 and 30 is choppy, and buyer beware. Okay, these are tough times and we got to continue to be prepared for that. Moving on, Morgan Stanley update. Here's the deal. Monday's the big day. Today is the last day of Cornerstone Wealth Management's existence. People said, are you sad? No. It's been a wonderful experience. It's been a wonderful run. Tanya and I can't thank you all enough for making it such a wonderful experience. But, you know, there are times in life when you have to make hard decisions. And while this was a tough one, it was the right one. And that is for us moving our firm to Morgan Stanley that's going to better position us to serve you, which at the end of the day, that is all we care about. That is all we focus on. And we're super excited to get everything picked up and moved into this new environment. What can you expect Monday? Monday morning is going to be a snowstorm for us. We've got to get over there. We've got to get our licenses moved over through FINRA. That most likely is going to take most of the morning. In the afternoon, we are going to start calling people. The phone call is what starts the whole process. Be patient with us, okay? It's just Tanya and I banging on the phones trying to get in touch with you. Whether we get in touch with you or not doesn't matter, because it is going to start the process of shooting out the information that we're required by FINRA to send out. The consent form, which is big, okay? Everybody needs to sign it, put your account numbers on it, and get it back to us as quick as you can. Why? It's very similar to when you change and go to a different doctor and you are signing an authorization to go out and reach for your previous physician to send all of your records to your new physician or doctor. We're doing the same thing. Morgan Stanley is very, very focused on privacy and protecting people's private information. So that is why we are taking a very conservative path in this and just doing it right, and I appreciate that, okay? So again, it's going to take us several days to get to you. Do not worry, okay? For those of you that have expressed an interest in coming in and signing paperwork, we're going to try to hold these meetings to 30 to 45 minutes because, again, our goal is to get things moved as expeditiously as possible. Why? Because while they are sitting at TD Ameritrade, I can't touch them, okay? Now, to help you control your concern of that statement that I just said, we are very well positioned for what the markets are going to throw at us in the coming quarters, okay? that means I'm not concerned in the least. We are prepared. We are very defensive in nature, and there's nothing I'm going to need to do, but we still need to get this stuff moved as quickly as we can. And the only way we can do it is with your help. All right. So again, get those consent forms back to us as soon as we shoot them out to you. And then that's going to start our paperwork process. Again, for those of you that want to sign paperwork, of which you guys have been wonderful letting us know who you are, we will be getting to you and getting you on the schedule. For those of you who are good with a digital signature, we're going to bang those out as quick as we can. And we're going to really have a goal of in 2 weeks having this done. Okay. So again, Tanya, I would like to thank you all ahead of time. This is a big undertaking, but it is going to be so well worth it, and we are so excited. Once we do get everything moved and the dust does settle, we will then start a process of reaching out and getting everyone online access, setting up meetings to sit down and do a review and really start planning for the end of the year and the beginning of next year, just from an economic and a market standpoint, of which I'm going to be continuing to do that as we go. So anyway, it's all good, guys. It is all good. Let's move on to the things that make you go, In closing, I thought this was cool today. It's no secret that streaming video, I know I look at my kids, I even look at what Tanya and we stream a lot of stuff from Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff. Well, streaming has stolen much of the of TV's thunder. And for the first time ever, streaming viewership outpaced cable. According to AC Nielsen here, as you can see, streaming accounted for 34.8% of all TV consumption in July, and consumption continues to rise, which that's not a good thing. That means people are watching a lot of stuff on the tube, but it's not just the tube, it's on your phone. So anyway, very, very interesting, very interesting. I have a feeling that those numbers are going to continue to shift as we move forward. Getting out of here today. I tell you what, I love you guys. I mean that. It's because of you guys we are where we're at today. We are very honored and humbled to have the opportunity to serve you all. And we really are excited about this next chapter. It really sets us up for another 10 or 15 years, and I mean that. That was another big driver. One, we want more horsepower. We want more resources to serve you at the highest level possible. Number two, we want to be able to do this as long as we can. And by eliminating running the business and the compliance and regulatory and the cybersecurity stuff, it puts Tanya and I in a position where we only have one focus, and that's you. And that's what we love the most. So signing off, Craig Modelmog, Cornerstone Wealth Management, Wall Street's X's and O's for the week ending and for the career of Cornerstone ending September 16th, 2022. We can't wait to see you on the other side, and it's going to be fantastic. Love you. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and I am out.